y'all didn't realize that you was coming into this, and I understand that. But look, at that music starting to hit a little too much.
Yeah.
They got to calm down. They got to calm down. But then again, they raised the rates, so they better start putting on better music. Anyway, folks, look, yes, we are back. There's a lot to talk about that we've got. The last couple weeks have been full of everything.
Jesus.
I mean, my God. We hope that you enjoyed our Nexus News episode. It was a lot of fun. And,
Jab turkey.
I'm gonna say you all enjoyed it because I saw one of the shorts had like over 1,000 views. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, why? Thank you very much. Thank you to my adopted half stepsis who said, I saw you wearing Mama's good church wig. I'm a telling you getting the butt whooping. Mind your business, Danny. Mind your damn business. So, folks, we've got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of animation going on. We're going to have some emotional damage as well from one of our favorite shows returns. And we're even going to get like a little nostalgia with that Limp Bizkit. What? Who saw that coming? Not I. That's not the song that I thought was going to be the opening. Anyway, folks, look, we've got a demon hunter. We've got a fungus among us that's taken over the world. We've got somebody masquerading as a superhero in a world that is really wild. We've also got some firefighters that fight against people being just
turned into fire.
Oh my God, it's so cool. We've got a gang of kids that protect a school and who protect not only the school but their whole town. And we've got a lot going on. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Jabba, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, then let's go. What's up, folks? This is TBA News as presented by the Hungry Bleak channel. Oh, it is a lot. Let's get into this. I am Antonio Pomares, aka the Hungry Bleak, and with me,
it's your girl Jabba Chin. What's up?
How have you been, Jabba? It's been a little bit.
It's been a minute. But it's a good minute.
I'm trying to figure out how to keep all the energy for this episode because it was so much. But first thing we're going to start with is you have started your tour. Obviously, It is, the World Tour 2025, and this time you're going to be telling us about Cyclone Con.
Yes, this is their second year for CycloCon up in Hackettstown, New Jersey. I enjoyed it, especially for it being like a smaller convention. It's starting to get a little bit more traffic in there, which is pretty good. I did obviously network and meet with some people, which is really nice. Cosplays were definitely good. I know I put some on my stories, so if you're not following me, make sure you can follow me on Instagram at Jabba Chan. It's right there. I will have more when more conventions come up. But yeah, it's pretty good. I always love going to these small shows and seeing it, what they have to bring, especially if they're starting to grow. So I like to be a part of that.
I didn't really say only their second year. Wow.
Yeah. Their first year was last year, and they found me through Instagram. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll try this one out.
Also, didn't realize it was in Hackettstown. Hackettstown, home of one of my favorite professional wrestlers, Deanna Purrazzo, first off. Secondly, I love seeing that there are so many cons right now that they're accessible to everyone. So if you're not able to get into a con that's in another state, or you go, oh, wow, I wish I could go to that. If you wait just a bit, you have enough patience, there will be a con that will be opening up near you somewhere. And I love the fact that it's so spread out. There's so many more opportunities for everyone to go to tables and to travel around and to truly be like I always call you all like journeyers, like you're going all over. Like I know people that fly all over the country. I know people that go all over their state or to go into the tri-state area.
Yeah.
It's just it's incredible between in-person cons, and we still have some virtual cons as well, like Virtuous Con, things like that. We have a nice foray for people who can get to see or be a part of cons in some way, shape, or form, whether it's tabling, whether it's cosplaying, whether it's meeting, their favorite voice actor or their favorite actor or favorite artist, whatever. You have so many opportunities and so many venues. I think it's a beautiful thing. So cheers to Cyclone Con, their second year. And here's looking to year 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Yes.
And beyond. Outstanding. So we're going to go from that incredibly happy news to possibly some emotional damage. Sorry, Jabba.
Damage.
We have to talk about The Last of Us Season 2 starting. This was on HBO Max. Yes. So this season takes place 5 years later.
Yeah.
I want to say, 5 years later. Beautiful. I love seeing the town just expand and grow. So beautiful. I was, for those of you who don't know, who may not know, but what have you, The Last of Us is an adaptation of a video game. Last of Us, and we're gonna be getting Last of Us 2 also, and they're also putting in the DLC as well as part of this adaptation. This is basically a world where a fungus has become rampant and has been infecting people and turns them into zombie-esque characters who can only perceive you through sound. And there are different types of, what do they actually call them? Do they call them zombies, or do they have a name for them?
Clickers.
Okay, yes.
Well, the main ones are clickers because mostly that's all they could really make that sound for it. And then if you want to go into more detail, like the bloaters, which are like the big fat ones that shoot out spores. And literally, if you shoot them in a certain part of their body, they do explode. And I know that they have more developed ones in the second game. I just can't remember the name of it, but you have the clickers, you have the runners. Those are the ones that first get infected, where they still have their human facial features, where they're kind of in a manic state.
Yeah.
So if they hear you, then this when they run. Clickers, they don't have a face. They just have the little fungus around of the head and just the mouth, and that's it. There's floaters, and then they have the bigger ones. I just can't remember what the name of them are. But oh my god, the first episode, HBO, y'all are doing your thing. I love it. So I want to really kind of talk into it, because I wasn't expecting them to show, I knew that they were going to show the beginning of how this first season ended, where it's kind of that little mini recap, but I didn't realize, which I did enjoy, how they showed Abby already, but they were showing after the aftermath of what Joel did, because you don't see that in the game. That was new, and I'm like, oh nice, I like that. And then it also shouts to my girl Tati Gabrielle being, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's making money. Because I was I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, she's in it.
I was just blown away by everything, because we're meeting new characters as well. I haven't played the game. You've played the game, so that's why I look more to you. Well, I mean, so you're prepared for things, but obviously you're going to switch some things up, probably placement time as well. So it will still be able to throw you up, but it's still so enjoyable. The thing that gets me the most is Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal. First off, I love the way that they act when they're at premieres and everything. I love their interaction. I love their chemistry. It's so cool. Pedro Pascal, I love that he's just very upfront. He just says things in a joking way, but he's serious. And Bella Ramsey, they have, because they started, the first time I remember seeing them is in, I want to say Game of Thrones, correct?
Yeah.
And to see them go from Game of Thrones to being one of the most badass characters in the show, and being this little child, and now this full-flown actor who is in one of the most popular, one of the best series out there, and just becoming so much more. I love seeing that progression.
Yeah.
In someone who's in those arts, and I just love the chemistry of it. Everyone just looks so good. This first episode was a lot, because I haven't played the games, but I know I know what was the biggest thing that happened that really got everybody. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, but caught a lot of people off guard and got a lot of people angry.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for that moment, and it didn't happen. But I want to see where we go from this, especially it being a bit of an adaptation. I love the fact that there's therapy.
I was just about to say that I liked how when I was watching like the episode explain, like, you know, the little like 10 minutes that they have after the episode, I'm like, you know what? That's right. I'm kind of glad that, like, for a post-apocalyptic story, there is some type of, like, you know, therapy, because anybody who goes through like that type of trauma is like, you're gonna need something to get you through it, at least.
And to see someone who is a therapist, played by Catherine O'Hara, who obviously, I mean, legendary,
love her,
iconic, yes. Playing a therapist, which is kind of against type, because we used to seeing her being like these comedic characters, especially, I mean, so much. I mean, we have like most notably recently is Schitt's Creek, where she was just so over the top and incredible. But that's the Catherine O'Hara. But to see her play this this therapist who sitting down with Joel and having these sessions and drinking while having the sessions and being open and honest, and it becomes now her therapy session as well, talking about how you know, how she knows Joel, and him having have killed her husband. So we'll be getting that part, I want to say, too, which I think is a DLC, correct?
I believe so.
So I'll love seeing that, because I love how they work the DLC into it. I love how they make that a part of it, because that was one of the best episodes I'd ever seen in season 1. That was what, episode 2 or 3?
I think so.
I want to say, and it was one of the best. I mean, Nick Offerman absolutely deserved all the praise in the world for that. He did such a phenomenal job. This series is beautiful. I think it's going to wreck us.
Yeah, but I'm also going to give like a slight nod, and I want to see how they play it out, because there's a change within the monsters that I didn't even think about, but makes sense. Because for the people, and it's not like a spoiler or anything, but like for the people that have already seen the episode, the clicker that Ellie runs into is actually smart. Yes. And technically, when you play the game, like they're technically not smart. But then again, if you think about science, things evolve. So things change. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good take, because you don't see that, because technically in the second game, you fight mostly, like, you know, you're playing as 2 characters. Well, technically 3 in a sense, because you do play as Joel, but you play as also Abby and Ellie, but like you play mostly as humans and like fighting against like other humans, and maybe find, like, you know, a couple clickers here and there. Because this one is definitely more human based and more monster based, at least for me in the second one, compared to the first one. Because the first one was definitely more monsters than anything, because that was like their main thing. It was more monster than anything. But in the second one, it's definitely more human based versus monster based, because now the humans are the monsters.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But now the fact that they're trying to change the strand, where like, no, now with it being 5 years of the infect, or technically now more than the infection, because over like what, 25 years now, just about.
Yeah, say about, yeah.
Within like the whole franchise, they're definitely going to develop. They're definitely going to mutate. Like, you know, people change and evolve, just like, you know, how it is now. So like, I want to see what they're going to do with the quote unquote, I'm gonna call it the quote unquote smart strand for the monsters.
Yeah, that was pretty cool when the way it was following her and shadowing her, even though she wasn't really making any sound, and it felt different. How like and when it was coming, when the fungus was coming out of the nose, it made me think about how like sound is just sound is basically just air going through particles, and it's hitting, and that made me think of, you know, because certain animals can actually feel that way. You know, they have like, you know, hairs on the back. So it made me think that when they were protruding from the nose, that wasn't just picking up like actual audible sound, but movements in air and feeling that. So that evolution part is cool. And yeah, after a certain point of time, especially the way that fungus has been rampant and the way it's been collecting, and you also have to take into account people as well. And their mutations, because we do have mutations. I mean, we're not like, you know, running around like the X-Men that I know of, but we do have mutations. Like, you know, if you have 2 people who have brown eyes, they have a blue-eyed child.
Right.
that's mutation. It can happen, not necessarily, but things like that. So that's even interesting to me as well. So I'm excited to see how they're going to do all of this, where we're going to go, the interactions between everyone. I first episode, I'm like, I was so tempted to watch the first seasons all over again, but I realized how close it was. I said, damn, I don't have much time. Plus, with everything else that's out.
Right.
It's crazy. Speaking of everything else that's out, we have Devil May Cry on Netflix. I did not see that coming.
Sorry.
I thought it was going to be I thought Evanescence was going to be the opening theme, because there's a video on YouTube, an official video where it's Evanescence singing a song for Devil May Cry. I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. It's in the actual show, but no, we got Limp Bizkit. You know what? Get those royalty checks. I ain't even mad at y'all. Get them. Limp Bizkit does the opening theme. This is Devil May Cry, which is an adaptation, again, a video game adaptation of the well-known Devil May Cry series, where we follow Dante, who is a demon hunter, and he is the son of the demon knight Sparta, and him just going after him, eventually getting to Mundus, who is like the big bad. But we've got some other big bads in this as well. These were awesome. I loved this series. It was fun. It was energetic. There were some definite nods to video gaming.
Yeah.
Jackpot was awesome to me. He was playing Street Fighter. Yep, he was playing Street Fighter.
I'm like, I knew it was gonna be a Capcom reference.
I called that he was gonna be playing a video game. Incredible licensing of music. Breakneck action-packed, ridiculous, crazy
animation, and literally like the ongoing jokes, like not even jokes, just the insults everybody had.
Yep.
It was like, all right, Thumper. Okay, Easter Bunny. I'm like, wow, I'm like, you're really going in on this character.
And that's the spirit of Devil May Cry, though. Because even though Dante's is cool, and Dante being voiced by one of our favorites.
Yep.
I mean, the Black Ranger himself, Ichigo. Johnny Youngbosh. When I heard his voice, I didn't realize. I was like, wait, is that? And I said, oh man, that's a shoe-in right there. If he's part of something, I want to see it, because he's just awesome. He just does such great work. I'm a fan of the series. I played 1, 2, and 3. Didn't play 4. Might buy because it's on sale. And I played the reboot. Yeah, the bundle 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, because I remember I had 1, 2, and 3 when they had that PlayStation 2 version on one disc. I have that one, and then I think I know I got the the one was just DMC.
And that was the reboot.
That was the reboot. Then they did another one where they kind of like went back and kind of like scrapped the reboot and went back to its old roots.
That was 4.
Okay, yeah.
Because that has Dante, Nero, and Virgil in it.
Yeah.
This was just so much fun. 8 episodes, jam-packed. We follow Dante as he does his demon hunting thing, but there's also this organization, a kind of paramilitary organization called Darkcom, which is paramilitary government issued, which they go after demons as well. There's a ragtag group of them. I think for some reason, was it me or I don't know if this is the character's name. Captain Phoenix.
Captain Phoenix.
Do you remember a character from Street Fighter versus Capcom where he had like blonde hair, sunglasses? He looked like a cop in like a robotic gear.
I have to look it up again.
If you look him up, I think it's the same. I think that's kind of a joke as well, or kind of like a play-in, because he looks like he's part of that. I think his name was Captain Phoenix.
Then in the show, or
no, in the game, because he wasn't in the show. But when I saw his gear, I was like, wait, is that? I was like, wait, is that him? No, I don't think it's Captain Phoenix, because it looks like that might be from One Piece. Which I don't know how that even makes any sense. Or is it Captain Falcon?
Captain Falcon. Let me see.
No, it's not Captain Falcon.
We gotta do if you Capcom.
There's a God. This is where the deep dive comes in, folks, because this is the deep dive portion. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Oh, no, his armor looks similar. It's not. No, Captain Commando. Excuse me, Captain Commando.
Ah, okay.
You know who I'm talking about now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, him. The armor looks, the suit kind of looks the same. So I was like, oh, is this maybe a play on it? I don't know.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah, just so much fun, crazy. Great new villain in Thumper.
Sorry.
The first episode was so incredible. Because we show like the first one is Studio Mer. Studio Mer is incredible. They have one of my favorite series as well, which is Dota Dragon's Blood, which is also on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You've not seen that? That's 3 seasons, and it's animation, deep dive of a story. Yeah, it was just great.
Oh, did you catch the other guest appearance? Well, not guest appearance because they were in pretty much all the episodes. Did you hear another voice? I was like, there's no way you could miss it.
I mean, I heard. I'm trying to think, because I know I heard somebody who I was not expecting to hear, and I was so happy that this actor was in there.
Well, we noted them the other couple episodes back in our up front.
Yeah, well, I know I'm actually cheating right now because I'm looking at the cast. I know that there was
You didn't hear Batman?
No, but that's what I was about to say. Kevin Conroy. I did not expect him to be that character. He played Vice President.
I did. I'm like, it makes perfect sense. I'm like, oh, this is just Batman. This is just Batman in his regular outfit. That's Bruce Wayne.
But this is like religious, far right conservative Batman.
I know, but I'm saying like this is like, like ultra, like multiverse. I'm like, this is Batman.
Because at first he just started talking like he was like really going in on it. We have Hoon Lee, who was the White Rabbit. Hoon Lee is from Banshee, incredible series. Warrior, which is one of the best series out there. If you don't have Max, go check it out on Netflix. You'll love it. 3 seasons. We need at least 2 more seasons of that show. Scout Taylor was Scout Taylor Compton was Lady. This just had so many incredible people. We got Robbie Damon as Virgil, who does make an appearance in the beginning and at the end. It's awesome. This was just so much fun. This was obviously, I'm a Devil May Cry fan. I'm an anime fan. This was a comfort watch in the making for me, definitely.
Yeah, I want to know what they're gonna do with season 2. I know that at least with Kevin Conroy's character, they did kind of like switch up his voice a little bit for certain episodes. I did read that up. So there's other people. There is another person that's playing as Bynes, and his name is Ian James Corlett.
Okay.
Which they did a really good job, because you can't really hear like the true difference.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that.
Because I figured like this was like right before, like if they were doing this is definitely before Kevin Conroy had passed, because he's been gone. What, 2023, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh no, 2022. I'm sorry, 2022.
Oh really? Oh, it's been even
longer. November. So he would have been gone for almost 3 years in November. So yeah, so like, but like the fact that like they had somebody to actually like match like that base for Batman,
and it was just, I mean that was one of the more terrifying characters, especially when they started talking about deportation. It's very funny that Devil May Cry in anime was so poignant, seeing what we have going on right now in our country of America. Excuse me, in the corporation of America, because it's no longer a country; it's more of a corporation now. This was so great. Season 2, I'm hoping that they start going into the other games. I'm hoping that since he has Force Edge now, which is his father's sword, I hope that he starts going up against other demons and getting their weapons, because he starts getting some really cool powers and weapons in that game. I love I don't remember which one it was, but there was an ice monster where he had like these ice nunchucks, and it was crazy.
Can I just say that like at least without spoiling it, I just like want to see your face. That last episode and the last part of it at the very end, it's like, damn, we're really doing this. I'm like,
I was so ready.
I was so ready.
I was so ready. Well, I mean, the funny thing about it is that, I mean, what, a week after we found out that it's already being lit for season 2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was already being lit for season 2. Adi Shankar did a phenomenal job with this. Incredible. When I saw, because I'm looking at the demon, and I'm like, the whole time I'm like, that's got to be virgin. And people were arguing online, which don't do that. Just stop that. You have other things to do.
I mean,
and they were like, oh, that's not his devil trigger and what have you and everything. And that is, and I was like, that's gonna be Virgil. It is. Even the way he moved, when he went and sliced through them, I was like, that's Virgil. That's Virgil.
I mean that the dialogue with, like, you know, him and Thumper, like really, you couldn't pick that up. Where it's like, oh well, where did you get, like, you know, this item? And it's like, you know, I got this item from, like, stop playing with me. I know what it is.
Exactly.
It wasn't that hard.
No, it wasn't. Because it's never been that type of game where it's like a brain teaser, but it's fun. It's just a fun thing to just stop arguing over things that are fun. Just stop.
Right.
Please. You have more important things to do, like go take a shower, drink some water, get some fresh air, relax, spend time with people that you enjoy and that you care. Stop doing that. Just stop. It's enough. Everything we got going on is the last thing we need to be arguing about, truthfully.
For real.
But yeah, this was so much fun. I'm glad they're getting a season 2. We even did see one of the demon hunters from the second game in the very first episode when they were rounding up demon hunters. She was there. Yeah. The one with like the infinity scarf around her face.
Oh, okay.
When I saw her, I was like, oh, they're throwing people in, because there was a cameo from Mega Man as a bobblehead.
Yep.
What else was there? Because they threw in, but that's Capcom. Capcom will always throw in Easter eggs.
You know what?
Which I always appreciate.
I wondered just because, and it would make sense if they kind of had like a little spoof where they had Bayonetta and Devil May Cry.
I mean, it's not far-fetched.
It's not. It's both. It's Capcom, and it's like they're both technically dealing with demons, and they're outrageously, like, you know, crazy demons between both of them. Like, let's be honest.
And they're both dramatic and over the top. And I haven't even played Bayonetta, but I've seen like the pose and everything. I'm like, straight up.
Oh god, if you just watch the anime, if you watch the anime like for Bayonetta by itself, like it's over the top.
There's an anime for Bayonetta?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. I
didn't know that. I did. Oh, I'm gonna check that out. I did not know that because it's so over the top.
Yeah, I think it was originally produced on Funimation. Yeah, I think it was originally produced on Funimation, but I believe it's on Crunchyroll since the merger stuff.
Oh. Well, that's something that I have to look forward to. Something else we have to look forward to is this show, which I didn't really know about. I heard about this from a couple of other co-hosts of mine from the Cultural POV, which is To Be Hero X.
Yo, oh my god!
I was not expecting what happened here. I was not expecting. I didn't know what to expect to begin with. Because the tagline is the description when I'm watching it on Prime was every 2 years there's a tournament to see how heroes, you know, fare and fan rating and everything. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's going to be like a My Hero Academia with like the animation of Arcane. Okay, cool. And it starts out completely different. Can you describe this one for me? Because I'm still trying to. I started watching episode 2 and I was like, okay, I need to.
I didn't watch episode 2. Like episode 1 already had me going. I'm like, okay, it's like, so yeah. For one thing,
episode 2 will make you feel dumb.
Okay, so one thing, To Be a Hero X is not. I'll play this. It's not a one style animation. Yes. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely not a one style animation because when I first saw it, thanks to TikTok, I'm like, all right, it's a new anime. There's a homie that jumps, and I'm like, and he just does it with a pose. So he's like, hey, and I'm like, what? I'm like, why is there just like mindless violence? I have to watch it now. So pretty much just like how Antonio said, it's pretty much like, you know, people trying to rank for like their hero. Like it doesn't have to be like full on saving the day. Just could be for like, you know, you could be a hero in cooking, you could be a hero in like, you know, telling the truth or whatever. And like honestly, I don't even want to spoil it. You just watch the first episode and it already gets you into like a WTF mode. And the thing is that like the animation does look like the if you have watched Arcane, it gives you that vibe. But it also gives me this is for my personal view. If you've ever seen The World Ends With You, who is designed by Tetsuya Nomura, who does do the style work for Kingdom Hearts, that's where certain scenes, that's what it reminded me of. Because of the heavy, thick line art. And certain times when they switch off, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of The World Ends With You. Because the art style, even though it wasn't the art style, because it's done by like, I think it's like done by like a Chinese artist, but still, I love it. The first episode at the end, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, it went from happy to go lucky to like, you know, fuck. And it's like, all right, episode 2's out. I'm gonna go watch it now.
Yeah, it's out. I started watching it and I was like, wait, what the hell? It's basically it feels like a murder. It's a murder mystery. But episode 2, I started watching, I was like, wait. So what was I? And it doesn't make any sense. It is kind of cool in the fact of how he becomes more of a hero by his ranking, and he gains more powers, and he starts to learn the fighting ability and everything just by how people perceive him and seeing him as more of a hero. I think that was kind of cool.
Oh, by the way, the main character's name is Nice. So Nice.
Yeah, and his girlfriend's name is Moon. And it's just very interesting. It feels like, you know what? My Hero Academia, The Boys. I normally don't like to do comparisons like that because I feel it's lazy. But I know that sometimes it's easier for people to equate something when you say, oh, well, it's like this mixed with this, what have you. Because it has that kind of deconstruction of superheroes.
Just minus the high school style storyline for My Hero. But yeah, there's still heroes involved with society and stuff. But yeah, no, I actually don't mind that comparison.
Or maybe more like
like a merger.
What's the name of the Boys spinoff?
Was it Gen X?
Yeah,
no, Gen V. Sorry.
Yeah. So think of Gen V and The Boys, and My Hero Academia. Similar to that, like heroes are trying to rank up and everything, but then you get this deconstruction of superheroes, and like it's not all that it seems, which you kind of figure. But yeah, this is a one that didn't know about, and this is a Prime original. I want to say, not Crunchyroll. I believe this is Prime.
It's also on Crunchyroll.
It is. Oh, because I was watching it on Prime, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah, but I believe so. I think I marked it. I'm on Crunchyroll right now. Was it TBA?
I like how they're actually doing more animes being across the board. Because it's on
Crunchyroll too.
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll too. Because I know that because Netflix has started to do it as well as Hulu, where they're doing weekly new animes, like each week. Like they're doing it for One Piece and they might be doing it for Fire Force, possibly. I can't remember, but I know they're doing it for One Piece. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that they're doing that, which is great. So yeah, this is one that go check it out. It's beautifully detailed animation, whatever animation that they choose to use, because they used almost like a very because they had a different anime style from the first episode in this episode, along with the main animation style. And I was like, oh, I hope they may do that every episode where there's like a different one to tell a different story, which I think is pretty cool. So that's awesome. What else is awesome is this another animation. There was a lot of animation. This is Moonrise from Netflix. Okay, this one I feel Netflix did a huge disservice with. I normally don't talk about marketing or anything like that because I don't know anything about that, obviously. But this has the potential to be their next franchise, their next animated franchise. But they did not promote it at all. Not in the way it should have been. The story is basically there's a young man named Jacob, and the denizens of the moon actually attack Earth. On the moon, there's like this like kind of cult leader kind of person, and he attacks Earth. And Jacob is charged with being a part of it. His family is killed. Friends are supposedly dead. No, and he's thrown in jail. And they say, "Look, you want to clear your name. You want to do this. You have to be a part of this got a military force that is trying to stop this kind of cultist leader on the moon.
Mm.
Within the first 30 seconds, on that first episode, the first 30 seconds, there is a breakneck action scene, which I said, no, absolutely not. I rewound it and watched it again. I said, okay. I watched up to season 2, excuse me, up to episode 2. Excuse me, fell asleep just because I was tired, not because it was boring. Went back and rewatched the first episode. I said, okay, I gotta watch the first episode again because what the hell? It was beautiful, incredible. It looked like something from a video game in the best way possible. It looked like Mass Effect and Gotcha Man.
Oh, okay.
For those of you who don't know who Gotcha Man, Battle of the Planets, or G-Force, same thing, but just different.
Mm-hmm.
It has that feel to it. And it's 18 episodes. I hope this is going to be an ongoing series because this could be, like I said, their franchise. After, because they've had BoJack Horseman, they've had Voltron. I'm speaking for animated series, and now they have Castlevania. They've had He-Man Revelations. This could be in their next franchise. Hey, this is that go-to series on Netflix. Within the first 2 episodes, we get a character death, and I was like, oh, and it just hits it. Yeah.
Okay, this makes sense. I just look familiar. I was looking at the art style of it, though. I'm like, I recognize some like the art styles, and it's from Wit Studios. So for people that follow like animation studios, like kind of like I do, like with like their production and stuff, they've done the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. They've also done Spy Family. They've also done what's the other one?
Spy Family. I've seen some of Spy Family, so yeah, that makes sense. I hadn't thought about that.
But they've done Vinland Saga season 1. Let's see. As far as films go, they've done The Empire of Corpses. They've done Attack on Titan: The World of Awakening. So they do a lot of Attack on Titan stuff. Definitely for like the OVA. So they pretty much did all the OVAs for Attack on Titan. Wow. They've also worked on Great Pretender, Empire in the Garden, Pokemon 1. Let's see. As far as video games, that makes sense. Tales of the Rays. Okay.
Oh, so they have an extensive list.
Yeah, because I'm like their art style looks familiar, and I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, this is one that's definitely, it's great. I hope people go see it. Check out the trailer because when I read the description, it did interest me. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Then co-host of the show here, Robert, he was like, oh yeah, there's Moonrise up. I was like, oh yeah, Moonrise. I forgot. I went to watch it and I was like, wait, hold on. There's no way. And like I said, I think the problem, aside from them not promoting this incredible show, unfortunately, with a depth of story, incredible fight scenes, is that they put it out at a time where, like I said, you've seen all the animation that we have. We have still 3 more shows to talk about. There was a lot of animation that was thrown in, and they threw it. I think it got swallowed up a lot by the hype of Devil May Cry.
I can understand it because one, it's a big name.
Yeah,
Devil May Cry is a big name. It's like you can't compare to it. I mean, like if there wasn't like anything that was coming out at the same time, like maybe if it was like, let's say, was it You, like the Netflix show You versus like Moonrise? Okay, you have like 2 different shows where one, like like real life, not technically real life, but like like directed with like real people versus versus them being like animated. Or even Black Mirror. I think Black Mirror just dropped their new season not too long ago, if I'm correct, right? Versus like Black Mirror versus this, like there's 2 different opposites.
Yeah. It's very odd that they did that. It did a disservice because this show is really good. It's like I said, it immediately hooked me in. The way they have like the different technology that they're talking about, and the end of each episode is like, wait, what the hell? And it hooks you into that next episode beautifully. So I definitely recommend go and watch Moonrise. It's just the story, like I said, got me. I was like, oh snap! But when that fight scene happened, I said, hold on, wait, hold on. Well, ain't no way, ain't no way this happened, and it was just incredible. So yeah.
Is it like 20? Was like 23? Not 23 episodes. 23 minutes roughly.
Yeah, about it. Yeah. Watch the first episode tonight.
Okay.
Watch it. Within the first minute, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you're like, wait, what? It's one of the best opening scenes I've seen where it just totally caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
Okay.
That's not what I would expect. I was watching it and I was like, that wouldn't happen on the subway when I'm in New York. If it did, it would be kind of cool. But I was like, I mean, it would be death-defying, but yeah, but it was just dope. It was cool. So definitely check this out. Moonrise on Netflix. Like I said, 18 episodes, a little bit longer than what I like, but I'm in that story, so I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Next one's have you seen Lazarus yet?
No, I have not.
Okay. They're on episode 2 so far. You can watch it on Max the next day. It's one of those series because it's on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this drug was invented, and everyone everyone is taking the drug. Now, maybe I'm trying to think of the timetable left. The doctor who invented the drug says, "Okay, well, you're all going to die." The first group of people who took the drug are going to be dying in probably about three months. And it's and there's this team of people. One of them is a guy who constantly breaks out of jail. Okay. Which I don't know why, because he openly tells him, he's like, I'm gonna break out of jail today. He's like that's what I do. I break out of jail. I'm here, but I'm not gonna be here for very much longer. And he breaks out like 2 minutes later, and he's like doing like parkour and tumbling all over the place, getting away from and I'm watching it and I'm like, he literally told y'all. He literally just told y'all. No, they never do. There's an assassin, I believe. There's a hacker. So these people, and their job is to find out what's going on, to find the doctor and figure out how to stop this. Okay. Because pretty much everyone on the planet has taken it. Mm-hmm. And this is also from let's say the director and creator of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, okay.
So when you hear the music and you see the actual animation of it, you go, yeah, dead ass.
Okay, got it.
And music does play a definite feel it in this, which I do love. It's only on episode 2. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not sure if this is based on a manga or not. I want to say, I feel like everything in some way is, even if it's like very low key, which I do enjoy. I can't lie about that. But you never know.
Yep, I already see it.
It is? Okay.
No, I'm talking about like the clips, like the little...
the animation style?
Yeah, I'm like, yep, right. Makes sense. And it's Mappa. Okay, yeah. I know the animation will be fine.
Mappa's, yeah. There are certain studios that, like, I started kind of following studios, so I know which ones I like, because I go, oh, this looks familiar, and I go, oh, that's why it's familiar, because I keep watching this studio stuff. So Mappa's one that I always follow. Studio Trigger, Studio Mur. I think those are the 3 main ones that I follow. But yeah, this is good. Like I said, when you watch him tumbling all over, he's like, he just told you that's his thing. He breaks out of prisons. I was pissed, but I was also smiling because I was like, he told y'all. He literally told y'all. And yeah, so it's kind of a cool idea. Kind of, I like the idea of a motley crew of individuals trying to figure out what's going on. And everybody has their particular talents. And how they blend together after a while. So that's a fun one as well. Another one. Good God. Fire Force Season 3. Have you watched this one yet?
Yes, I have.
How do you feel about it?
I am excited because also like they're like even like the 2 songs that they put in the first episode are like they're a bop. I'm like I could like just like put this on like my Spotify list, which I did, and start listening to it. Animation, it's still top tier. I mean, this first episode was kind of like a recap refresher for like what happened within like season 2, because it has been so far apart in between, whereas like you kind of don't remember what happened. So like they kind of like reintroduce like the cast and stuff again. So there really wasn't much like that didn't really miss. Just like just a recap of everything. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see like how far they get into it. I kind of feel like I want to like reread the manga because even though I know what happens at the end, I just like want to see like where they're at in the storyline again, just to refresh my memory.
I might actually go back and rewatch season 2 because, like you said, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like recaps, but I also like just watching, just because it's fun. I also have to wait for the dubs to come in because you know me, folks. I have trouble with subtitles and animation. I just do. But they usually take about maybe a week to 2 weeks to come out, so I have no problem. Yeah, usually, yeah. I think I know at a point it was kind of slow because of the wildfires in California, so a couple of animes took longer for their stuff to come out because of that. I don't know if that's the issue with this or if it's just a logistics thing. I don't know, but it's okay. I can wait because there's all this other stuff that we've gone down the list of animations. Plus, I mean, there are games as well that I'm trying to play. There are comics coming out every day, and there's food that I got to cook and eat. So I mean, yeah,
there you go.
It's a lot. Did they show my boy Ogun Montgomery?
Recap.
Okay.
Just for a recap. Like I said, I mean, I did watch like I kind of did what you did, where I only like watched the last episode from season 2 to go into season 3, just like redo like a refresher. But like I said, it's pretty much just like going into swing because you figure like what it was like 4 years when they paused it.
Oh my god,
from season 2 to season 3.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
So it's like I kind of expect them to throw in a recap because it's not like it's like our standard. Like for example, just throw it out there. What they did for Don, we're only waiting like 6 months because their new one's coming out in July. So it's like it's not like we're waiting for a while. Same thing with was it? I think with One Piece they also had like a 6-month hiatus.
I feel like it has a 2-week hiatus, and I feel like the new seasons come out every 2 weeks. I'm like, wait, it started up again? I was like,
but I think they only dropped like 2 new episodes for One Piece. But either way, though, it was still like a 6-month hiatus. So either way, you could still catch up. Just like being on like almost literally on like a 4-year pause. Where you almost forget about. We're like, oh wait, they're coming back. And like I totally forgot about this anime.
And this is their last season. Yeah, this is their last season. I think there was another anime that they said they were going to do one more season, and then after that, they were just going to do movies. I forgot what anime it was.
Demon Slayer.
Oh,
it's all going to be nothing but movies for this year.
Which it kind of feels like that's what they were trying to do anyway, because the episodes have been long as hell.
True, but I kind of hope that they do it like they did with the previous one for Mugen Train, where like they do it in episodes just for the people that don't have access to go in, or at least the movie, like if you want to like do the episodes and then throw in the movie later on for streaming, so at least you get like your revenue from the theater. So like put episodes on like to split them up like how you did for Mugen Train, and then put the movie on later if you want to watch it as a full. Because I know they did it for Demon Slayer. They've done it for Dragon Ball Z Super. When it was like Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F, because you could either watch the movies or you could just watch like maybe like 12 episodes for like both of the movies together, because it was like six episodes per movie and call it a day. There might have been like a little bit of differences though, but like it's still like the same thing. Yeah.
That's interesting to me though, because I do like a nice like OVA. Like it is kind of like I've had a couple of them and I'm like, oh okay, and it was just something nice to kind of break away from maybe like the main storyline or what have you. Just go because I have one from Yu Yu Hakusho that was almost like a reimagining of the series, and I was like, this is nothing like this series. And I just enjoyed the hell out of it because it was something a little fresher, different. It felt a little sleeker. It felt like a little more mature too in how it was done. So I like that. Excuse me, folks. Y'all know I'm up at like 3 and 4 o'clock every day for no apparent reason. So there you go.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes there is a reason, but usually there is no reason, unless it's work or my mother's visits. So yeah, there's this. I'm excited to watch this. Like I said, 4 years, damn, and this is the last season too.
Just about, I believe it's like that. Yeah, that 4-year break because like they were on a roll. It was like one after another, and all of a sudden like, yeah, we're gonna stop for a little bit because like even though the manga's already finished, like it's been finished like for a very long time.
So it may have been just that because I mean, the Japanese animation goes so hard, and we constantly hear. I mean, lately we heard about death after death after death of creators, and that's a lot to put on someone to be doing that, continuous like that. So I think taking that break, doing it, maybe doing other projects just so your mind can flex another muscle. I'm not mad at that.
I just like just make you feel even worse. They aired it. The last airing was July to December of 2020. So it's literally almost been 4.5 years.
Oh wow. I thought it had been a while because at first I thought, oh wow, they're probably not going to have another season, and I was like,
no, because like you said, this is the third and final season, but it's going to be split. Unfortunately, so they might say season 4.
This is going to be split. Okay.
Because season 4, season 3 is not going to show up again until January of 2026.
Oh damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, excuse me, folks. So I have time.
Yeah,
quite literally have time.
Like you can watch everything and read everything before the second half comes out.
Yeah, that's true. I could probably get my my damn Titan up to 200 by the time that comes out. That's not gonna happen.
Probably.
It's not because I don't use Titans. Anyway,
you can't find it the entire time.
The next one we've got, and our last one is Windbreaker Season 2. The boys from Furin are back, and I haven't watched it again. Dubs, you haven't watched this either this season yet, have you?
No, but I feel like there's like makeshift characters that I could pick up from different animes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be the end of season 2 was like, well, what the hell? This new gang was coming in and was wrecking shop. I love this anime because of the first of all the character designs. I love the jackets.
Mm-hmm.
I love the character designs. I love the fact that it's this gang that protects the town, and the people were so appreciative and so happy. They're like, "Oh, thank you!" And he was like, "What the hell's going on here? What?" And him being so reluctant. I love the fact that they had a fighting tournament in a movie theater on the stage, which I was like, "Wait, are they?" And then after I was like, "Oh wait, this is like their tournament thing." I was like, "Oh," and the fights went so hard on that stage. It was crazy. And then we get this new gang coming in with white and blue hoods, I think it was, and just decimating students. I love this. I'm actually in the process of rewatching the first season because it was just so cool. I love the way my man eats. He eats the same thing when he goes to a restaurant all the time, and I'm like, I'm kind of like that too. Because if I like something at a restaurant, I'm going to keep ordering it. I'm not going to order anything else from there. Melba's, chicken and waffles, Melba's.
Oh God!
I see you, Melba. I see you. Any good. Chinese food restaurant and General's Chicken. Yes, that's me. I'm the guy who keeps ordering it. That's me. So I'm really enjoying the rewatch. Like I said, because I'll rewatch it while I'm cooking like Sunday dinner and wash the dishes and everything, cleaning up the kitchen. I'll watch it. Like Sunday is like a big anime day for me because I'll be in the kitchen for a while. So I'll put my tablet in there, plug it in, and I'll just have anime going while I'm cooking and while I'm doing my thing. And a couple of times I've had to wash my hands and then go over to the screen and rewind it because I was like, wait, what the hell did I just miss? And then I got to go back into the meat and potatoes.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how, because like I said, if I see something, like sometimes like just like one to like flicker, like, decimate an entire, like, wait a minute, what just happened? Yeah. Like rewind that back.
Because I'll always have like my dishcloth or like my hand wipe like on my shoulder because I don't use an apron. I'm trying to find a purple apron now. If you know, you know.
Oh,
So
Amazon.
I'll wash my hands. I'll like, you know, just, and I'll go back and I'll like touch screen. I'm like, wait, what was it? And I'll rewind back a couple of minutes and I'll stand here and I'll go, damn, oh wow, this is crazy. So and where my tablet is perfect because it's on the side, so I can be like, you know, washing dishes and looking, or I can be, you know, seasoning the meat, stirring up whatever it is, and looking at the screen. But if I'm really paying attention to something, you know, what have you, and I hear something crazy happen, I have to, you know, okay, this is good. All right, wash my hands real quick, touch screen, rewind. Oh damn, that's wild, and go back. So that's a lot of my Sundays are anime while cooking dinner and watching anime and actually Beyond the Gates and General Hospital a lot on Sundays. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
You would think that I would be listening to podcasts, but I don't listen to. I think there's maybe like 3 podcasts I listen to. That's it. But it's mostly anime. Yeah. I do sometimes at work if it's early enough. But yeah, that's usually my day. Is Sunday is like a big anime day for me when I'm cooking. It's like I'll be in there for like maybe a couple of hours or such, what have you, and I'll knock out some episodes. Yeah, I'll definitely do that because it's a good time. You know, it's a you know, and it makes me happy, and the happiness goes into the food. And the food is better. The food is better when you're happy. If you're cooking and you're, you know, it's happy. So yeah, so there you go. So that was everything. Now you may be saying, hey, Antonio, you didn't talk about Ianu. Well, first off, hush. Secondly, I will be talking about Ianu with Robert Jeffrey this Wednesday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to be talking about Ianu and comics that have been coming out. So I will be talking about it, yes, because I think you should watch it. Episode 4 came out Saturday. I watched that also. Well, actually, I watched that morning.
Okay.
Before I started cooking, because I wanted to see it on big screen. So I watched it on my TV, and I was very happy. So yes, that was a lot. We talked about Cyclone Con, Last of Us 2, Last of Us Season 2, Devil May Cry, To Be Hero X, Moonrise, Lazarus, oh my god,
Fire Force
Season 3, Windbreaker Season 2. What was, out of all this wild anime and everything like that, what was your favorite thing that you watched?
You know what? I would say To Be a Hero, because it wasn't anything I was expecting. Since I've already, like, you know, I know the story for Fire Force and I know the story for Last of Us. It's not really like anything like, you know, shocking. It's just how they play it out. So I'm like, it's like, yeah, it's whatever. I just want to see it. Fire Force for the animation, Last of Us, just see like how they do the story from compared to the video game. But since To Be a Hero is completely new for me, like, okay, I have nothing to base this on. So and the fact that like there's so much animation to begin with, like all over the place, is like, hey, I'm captivated. And also, let's not forget Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is another one. Even though I know the story, but still, it's like this adaptation is still a lot different from the anime back in the day. So it's like I will still take that as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it was a definite different. Yeah, To Be Hero. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's like that murder, like I said, murder mystery, My Hero Academia, Gen V, The Boys kind of mix up, but not as heavy. So, well, actually, as far as we know so far,
right now,
I don't think it'll do some of the things that The Boys has done.
Right.
Like I don't think we'll see Love Sausage. I don't think we'll see that. I'm hoping we're not going to see that because that's crazy.
No.
That's very scary. But yeah, that one was great. I liked Moonrise because yeah, I had no expectations. I know what to expect with Devil May Cry. I know what to expect with Last of Us, even though Last of Us is just crazy. But I think would you say would you say Last of Us is the best video game adaptation that you've seen, live action or animated? And if it's not, what would be your suggestion of the best video game adaptation, live action or animated?
Okay, so you know what I would say. I would say Last of Us, because out of all the video games I've either seen or played, this one could technically happen because it is based off of an actual fungus that does technically, like, infect the brain, but just not to like the extent of a human brain
Yet.
And it deals with, like, basically like real life survival. So it's not like it's like Resident Evil where it's like, okay, we have a T-virus or like, superhumans, they're like fighting everything or whatever. No, we're talking about like real people in this day and age trying to survive and live on their everyday life.
Okay.
So I would say it's for like all the big. This one's the closest. Mario, I would say Mario and Sonic would come like second, but like I said, their adventure stories. So like, there's not really like one set one, because technically you could throw them anywhere. Like give him like a big sister where like, okay, for Mario, it's Bowser taking Princess Peach away for like the 15th millionth time or whatever, and he gotta go save her. With Sonic, is like, Dr. Eggman doing the same thing, take over the world and like, put him somewhere else, and then that's it. You can make a story of anything, but with Last of Us being like the exact story, this is what happens, and they're sticking to it, as well as incorporating like the DLC that some people don't even get to play or have never seen before, is a good thing.
Okay, yeah. No, I would definitely agree, and it's funny because I haven't even played. I've played about 20 minutes of the game. But the feeling in the game is literally terrifying. And you feel that in this series, and the acting is so incredible and so amazing, and you get that feeling that you get from the game, and even like the guitar strum when it's playing, like everything is right there. And like I said, I mean the cast is incredible. I love the cast, but the acting between Pedro and I forgot their name. Damn.
Bella.
Pedro and
Bella Ramsey.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Like that, I wish they would do like a buddy cop comedy, like just something random as hell. Like, because this is so deep in drama and thriller and horror. I want them to have some type of slapstick, like buddy cop comedy type of whatever. I don't care if it's them just going to brunch. I couldn't care, but I love seeing them together. It's just their chemistry is cool and on point, and Pedro is just this. I love watching interviews of him, like when he has an interview when he's like, "Well, I want to tell you," and he turns around to the camera and goes, "I think you should know this too." It's just everything about him, and there's such goal. I mean, look at his episode of Saturday Night Live.
Oh God, it was so funny.
I don't think he had a sketch that was off, and the one with the steak was ridiculous. So I would love to see them in like some type of comedy setting. Like I said, it could be scripted, unscripted. I don't care. Just have them together, because they really are the heart and soul of that game, and of the series, not just because they're the main characters, but because of their chemistry on set and off. It just it hits so well. So folks, that's the show. There was a lot there. We ran a little over time, but
we need to tell you everything. Okay, we need to tell you everything.
Yeah, because there was a lot. When I was typing, I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. There was so much. I kept going. I was like, okay, but we said in our upfronts episode, if you haven't checked those out, please do check those out, because we always telling you what's coming up that we're excited about in the month to come. We didn't even have 2B Hero X on there. We didn't have Moonrise on there.
No, because they were pop-ups. Like when I know, like, oh, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, we didn't have Lazarus on there because we didn't really know enough about it. But I mean, we ended up going and seeing what we wanted to see, and we ended up getting like you said, those pop-ups, which were knocked me on my ass.
I fell off a building. Nice.
That scene, I was like, and I was like, he's gonna fly, right? And I was like, oh, and I was like, so this is not what just happened. The minute that happened, I was like, okay, so everything's out the window.
It was the ragdoll effect for me, where I'm sitting, I'm like, wait, what?
It was unnecessary. But now I want to know why and how. And the second episode, like I said, when you start the second episode, you're gonna go, what? Because that's what I started watching, and I was like, and I had to turn it off because we had to start the show, and I was like, I can't cancel this episode because I've been talking about it the whole time. So what the hell? So yeah, so I'm gonna watch that now and see what's going on with that because that's very interesting. But yeah, thank you so very much, folks. For I was about to say thanks so very much, jokes. Every day is a long day. Thank you so very much, folks. For tuning in. Like I said, this Wednesday it'll be myself and Robert Jeffrey. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be giving comic book reviews and we'll be talking Ianu, Child of Wonder. If you have not watched it, please go and check it out. You can check it out on Max. There are 4 episodes up, or if you have on demand, you can go there and check it out as well. Royal Coupe, Brandon Easton, you guys got something just amazing here. There are some changes from the graphic novel, but still, you have this beautiful series. This is just what we needed, and to have the series based, and it's like a Saturday morning cartoon because it's on like at 9:30 a.m.
Oh, okay.
And now as it was coming up, I was like, damn, this feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. And everybody was like, oh, well, the art, and I was like, yeah, the art feels like Saturday morning cartoon. It's got a more cartoon. When I'm saying something, I need you people to listen to me because there's a reason why, and it feels that way. And I was sitting there, and I instantly got a big smile on my face. Didn't even realize it was there until like 5 minutes in. I was like, because it had that feeling, and I love that Saturday morning feeling. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be giving some reviews for Absolute Green Lantern, Tin Can Society, and a couple of other comics that are definitely out there because there's so much out there as well. But folks, I am Antonio Pomares, aka the Hungry Bleak, and as always with me is
your girl Jabba Chan. Nice.
We'll also probably be having to give our State of the Union for Destiny at some point as well.
That's true. I think we'll have to do a special for that one because we should be getting another expansion should drop soon.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to be doing Solstice first, right? Solstice, then a new expansion.
Am I dumb? Didn't we? No, that was the games.
Yeah, that was. I always think the games come after the Solstice, but Solstice comes before the game. Yeah, I always think about that. I always think that they're the same event too for some reason. I don't know,
okay.
But I do.
Yeah, okay, so I feel like we're probably gonna get like the second expansion probably like in the summer.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah. Solstice may even start tomorrow. I have no idea.
Okay, I don't feel like checking. We still need to finish the story. I'm on step 8.
I already did.
You finished the story?
Yeah, finish the story.
Okay.
It gets really cool, but the fights they're breakneck. I was like, wait, what the hell? I had died like 5 times. I was like, wait, hold on, wait, let me get myself together. Yeah. But it was awesome.
Okay.
So folks, that's the show. You have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. We will see you Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, go check out our library. We got a lot of episodes in there from TBA News and the Hungry Bleak Show. Check out the Nexus episode. Apparently, people enjoyed the ridiculous wiggetry, the sunglasses. Someone's stash was just award-winning, apparently. And yeah, there's a lot going on there. Folks, you'll have a very good one. We will see you next time around.
Yes, we will.
Enjoy yourselves. Bye.
Laters.